Welcome to English digital class. Children, I hope you enjoyed the previous class. In this session, I am with you with another interesting topic. Children, before we start the session, let us know the objectives of this session. Objectives. You will be able to read and comprehend the given passage. Read with all reading indicators. Construct a discourse, that is essay. Children, in the previous class, we learnt about the great leaders and their qualities who led great movements. Among such great leaders, Nelson Mandela was one who fought for the rights of his people. Let us watch a video about Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela fought for equality and freedom. Today, Nelson Mandela is one of the best-known role models in the fight against oppression and racial segregation. In 1993, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his achievements. But what exactly did he do to fight for a more just and free world? On July 18, 1918, when Mandela was born, his father gave him the name 𝗂𝗍𝗪, which means something like troublemaker. A coincidence or a sign of things to come? Mandela grew up in a traditional Xhosa clan before going to an English-speaking boarding school. That was where he first got the name Nelson. At law school, he fought actively against the South African system of racial segregation known as apartheid, which was even written into the law. Mandela joined the ANC, a party that advocated for black Africans' rights. Although Mandela initially believed in peaceful protest, he changed his mind in favor of armed resistance. After the ANC was banned, Mandela's struggle went underground. But Mandela couldn't hide forever. In 1962, he was arrested and sentenced to life in prison as a terrorist. Although some Western politicians supported his imprisonment, more and more people around the world advocated for his release. In 1990, South Africa's new president, Frederick de Klerk, gave in and set the troublemaker free. 4 years later, Nelson Mandela ran for office in the country's first democratic election and was voted in as South Africa's very first black president. Considering himself the president of all South Africans, he united the country that had been divided along racial lines. One of the ways Mandela did this was through sports, such as rugby, which the black population rejected as a sport of apartheid. When South Africa hosted the Rugby World Cup and won the final, Mandela gave the team captain a congratulatory hug in front of millions of viewers, an enormous gesture of reconciliation. Whether through his efforts for the Soccer World Cup or his foundation against AIDS, even after leaving politics, Mandela remained dedicated to his country. To commemorate his tireless struggle, in 2009, an International Day of Remembrance was created in his name on July 18th. Even after his death, Mandela's dedication to peace and reconciliation continues to bear fruit in South Africa and worldwide.
Children, I hope you enjoyed the animated video. Am I right? From the video, you have understood the life of Mandela to some extent. The key words and ideas from the video will help you in reading the passage. What are the words, key words which you have gone through in this video? Yes, many words such as childhood, freedom, racism, discrimination, imprisonment. In this way, you have watched and you have seen number of words. Dear children, now you read the passage. Before you read, think for a while. Try to predict what you are going to read so that you may comprehend better. Children, now open the textbook and read the text from "In life, every man has twin obligations to troubled by the loss of man or God." Now read the text silently. Put a question mark wherever you face difficulty. Put a question mark against the lines which you don't understand. Find the main point in each paragraph and write it in the margin with a pencil. Dear children, while reading, refer the glossary and dictionary wherever you need. Try to guess the meaning of the words in the context with the help of the words you already know. You can use this glossary to understand the text easily. Obligations: an act or course of action to which a person is morally or legally bound. A duty or commitment. As he has too many obligations, he could not complete any work. Humane: showing kindness, care and sympathy towards others, especially those who are suffering. The celebrity received an award for her humane efforts to feed the hungry in third world nations. Inclination: a feeling that you want to do a particular thing. Ability: the physical or mental power to do something. John has the ability to lead his team. Isolated: the condition of being alone. Our house is isolated from others in our village. Inevitable: certainly to happen and unable to avoided or prevented. Growing up is inevitable and unavoidable. Secrecy: the state of being secret or of keeping something secret. Mysteries are due to secrecy. Rebellion: violent action organized by a group of people who are trying to change the political system in that country. The government has brutally crushed the rebellion. Mealies: it's a South African originated word. A maize plant. The mealies are taller than my stretched arms. Obey: to act according to what you have been ordered to do by someone. The soldier obeyed the commander's order. Custom: it is anything which lots of people do and have done for a long time, usually the people from the same country, culture, time or religion. Namaste is one of the most important Indian customs. Children, you have watched the slides of glossary and I hope you understood the reading passage. Now you start reading individually. Children, I hope you read individually. Now, you sit in groups and read collaboratively. That is, you should share your ideas with your group members. Children, I hope you have completed reading the passage in groups and shared your ideas. If you understood the passage, will you answer these questions? What are the two obligations did Nelson Mandela has? If you were in the place of Mandela, which one do you fulfill? What was impossible in South Africa for a colored man? Why did colored people were punished and isolated? How would you feel if you were ripped from your family and forced to live apart? In what way Nelson Mandela was free? Children, now let us watch the loud reading by the teacher. Observe carefully how I read the passage. In life, every man has twin obligations. Obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children. And he has an obligation to his people, his community and his country. In a civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations and abilities. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, a father and a husband. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free, free in every way that I could know, free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village, free to roast mealies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow-moving bulls. Children, I hope you listened carefully. What are the points that come to your mind? I hope you followed model reading of the teacher. Shall we watch and listen to a student's reading?
Obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children, and he has an obligation to his people, his community and his country. In a civil and human society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to according to his own inclinations and ability, but in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations to his South Africa. A man of color who attempt to live as a human being has punished and isolated in South Africa. A man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people has inevitably repent from his family and his home as was set to life.
Children, you have listened to the students' reading. I hope you found some gaps in pronunciation, taking pause, etc. You may make changes and improve your reading better than this. Children, in this session, let us construct a written discourse, that is essay. Shall we know what is an essay and how to write an essay? Essay is a short piece of writing on one subject, usually presenting the author's own views. Features of an essay: it should have title, thesis statement, appropriate paragraphing with main ideas, supporting details and examples, organization of ideas, maintaining coherence, presenting ideas without digression. Children, now let's write an essay individually on the topic. Freedom is everyone's right. Children, now write the essay individually. Children, now you have completed the individual work on discourse. Now, let us divide into groups and develop the discourse in group. While working, discuss in group and share your ideas. Now, let us watch different products developed by the children individually. Children, now watch the different products of essay written by the children individually on the given topic. I think you watched the individual presentation. Now let us watch the group presentation. Children, now let us see the final product of the group presentation. Freedom is everyone's right. Look at the slide. You may watch the final product of the group presentation there. Look at that. This is the whole view of that product. Children, I hope you have seen the group presentation of writing essay. So, in the next 20 minutes, with the help of your teacher, you write the essay in your class and you present it in your class. Okay, children? In the next class, we will come up with another topic. Till then, goodbye.